recap brought to you by our friends at Gutter Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
His tongue was hanging.
Last night, bro.
And his other tongue was probably pretty shriveled up because it was cold.
More than likely. So, all right, so we'll fire right off. So Chase Sexton gets the win. How do you get that start?
So we watched this. We were looking, and if you go back, maybe Jet didn't do this or missed the boat, but we were watching Plessinger, and his mechanic reached over and wiped off the front of the gate. Not all the other guys were doing that.
Yeah.
And then we were like, man, Sexton's got to do that, because at the time when the camera showed, it looked like he had done that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Sexton, obviously, in the replay, you could see the gate was wiped off. So when he went over the plastics, it wasn't all wet.
Yeah. His timing was
incredible.
Impeccable.
But you know what it makes me think of? Remember when we went to St. Louis?
Yeah.
Do you remember that first start in that Triple Crown?
No.
It was just like that.
By him?
Yeah. Go back and look up.
So it'd been St. Louis.
Maybe while I'm yapping right here, go to St. Louis highlights from that year. But he did it very Alessi.
What year was that? 22? Did we win?
Did we go in 22?
Last year was 23.
Yeah,
the year
we
before.
won 22.
St. Louis Supercross 2022.
Oh, you can talk into the remote?
Yeah.
So this
Alexa,
is cool that
bro.
we got the TV like this.
This
man.
is cool.
But,
oh, wait, hold on. Go to YouTube and look up St. Louis Supercross 2022.
I feel like we're on Joe Rogan.
Hey, Jamie.
Yeah. Yep. Go to that one.
Okay. Let's see here.
You're gonna want to go in a little bit, but for all those watching this at home, go and watch this race as well. This is all 250 stuff.
Is that what this is?
In the beginning, I believe.
Let's
But
see.
it was I remember this. It reminded me of Alessi when he got that whole shot at Anaheim 1 a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
The heat race when he cried.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll wait for this to play through real quick.
Well, no. Keep talking here. Keep talking.
Yeah. Just fast forward it,
dude. I'm gonna miss it.
I don't want to watch RJ Hampshire weed it up.
Let's see
We
here.
watched him weed
This is
it.
great. This is great.
Great radio here.
Great radio, bro.
Anyway, that's what it reminded me of. And he said in the interview it was dumb luck because he kind of flinched.
Yeah.
The gate ended up dropping anyway.
Yes.
But I think he was kind of going the Alessi method where he was trying to time
just counting it.
Yeah. So, anyway, phenomenal. What a clutch time to pull a start like that, especially in a mud race, because, man, all those other guys, as soon as they got down the start straight, you might as well put a blindfold over them.
100%. 100%.
It's like a picture of Kenny right before Kenny stalled it.
Yeah.
Dude, blackout. Full blackout.
He said that in the press conference. He was like, I couldn't see.
That's 450 stuff right there, I believe.
I don't think so. Hold on. Let's see here. Great radio.
No,
it's race 3.
stuff.
Hold on.
We're getting close. You're going to be like, holy shit, when you see this.
Let's see here. Yeah, there's Jet.
All right. Go back a little bit more. Go back a little bit more. Because we were sitting direct in front of this, and it was identical.
All right, let's see here.
So, hit the timestamp on this. What are we looking at?
We are looking
Go
about...
to Supercross, round 13 in St. Louis. Extended highlights. 17 minutes and 30 seconds in.
Let's see here.
And you guys will know what we're talking about and why we're wasting your time here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But look how far out he is.
Oh, wow.
They didn't show the actual drop, but it was the same thing.
That is exactly the same. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That
okay.
was one of the few times I'd been at a races and watched the start and been like,
wow.
wow. And I had him for FFL, so I was juiced up. I remember that night.
Oh, I'm going to rant about that later.
FFL,
yeah, so...
I feel naked without Pulp Fantasy, but...
we'll rant about that later.
Okay, well, we'll hold that for the holster co. But, yeah, Sexton needed that, man. Kind of made a little bit of a statement with the new team there, and this is... It's weird that he's been the most consistent guy 2 rounds in.
It is. So, he...
Oh, there's Dean ripping his butthole out.
Jesus, okay, all right. Let's just bag this up here.
God, that's gruesome.
Anyway, yeah, so back to San Francisco here. But go check out that 2022 St. Louis race if you want to see Sexton rip a hole shot there. Much like he did last. Yeah, very reminiscent. Which he did make comments that he was like, yeah, I've only done this like a couple times in my career. And there's somebody actually in the comments was like, TLR tinfoil hat. they're cheating. I was like, oh boy, here we go. I don't know how, but it's
maybe they got some kind of fucking timer on the ignition that's synced in with the gate.
Who knows? Who knows? Are you shocked that he is as open as he is of how bad that bike was for him in the off season?
I'm really not, because I think Chase is a guy that's always been pretty open, and he's been on record saying, like, I'm pretty open to talk about the bike and stuff, because what works for me isn't going to work for Cooper Webb.
Yeah.
So why be secretive about it? So.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm a little shocked that he hasn't gotten his hand slapped between last week and this week of talking about how bad the bike is, because most of the time the teams don't. I guess we just talked about this a lot. The teams don't really say anything to him, but most of the guys are like, oh, I don't want to piss anybody off, so I want to say it. And with him being on a new team and knowing how kind of KTM works as a fairly corporate situation, it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah. It's almost like the I don't know if there's some kind of word for it, but like an under promise over deliver kind of thing, where he talks about how bad the bike was and stuff, but then when he starts winning, it's like, holy shit, those guys were grinding and got him wherever he needed to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But again, we still don't really know where the bike is, because he said during the week they made changes and it was a lot better. But now we've raced a mud race. So here we go again. We don't have any fucking clue what the fuck's really happening with it.
He was pretty bummed. He wished it would have been dry.
Yeah.
Tomac also made
but he does have the red plate going back into next week into San Diego here. So, which will be fun. Trade back and forth here. We'll see how it goes.
He got out front and was gone, dude. 10 seconds in the first lap or something. So,
yeah.
Man, good for him.
Yep. Tomac bounces back. He gets second place there.
Ooh, he needed that.
That was a solid ride there. But again, too, he'd come on next week, get 10th, and I'd be like, okay right now, because who knows? I mean, it was a mutter, and he just Team VRM'd it into the finish last night.
Yeah, man, it's crazy the ability he has to suck at A1 every single year. Besides last year, that was an outlier.
Yeah.
And then just come back and reset. Also made changes to the bike, or as he likes to say, the motorcycle.
Yes.
Made changes to the motorcycle this week, and went back to something from last year, which we'll see how that works when it gets dry. It just keeps us hanging on until next week again.
Yep. Well, Coker said that it kind of, how do you word it, lit a fire under his ass for the week or something here. Sure. And he said that Tomac had a very good week. So we'll see what San Diego looks like here if it's dry. Hopefully it looks good. And because in all reality, as I've said before and I'll say it again, as much as I want Jet to win every single race, because personally I'd be like, yeah, it's awesome. It's boring for us if we don't have things like this where it's like bouncing back and forth. And in fact, it's way more exciting to have it bouncing back and forth and not really know what's going to happen. And if you have at least a couple of these guys that can win like this, then it makes it way more exciting. Yeah. And speaking of way more exciting, Ken Roczen gets third, which is amazing.
Well, I mean, he was blindfolded in the start there.
Yep.
Stalled it.
Yep.
But I was like, you know what? There is one advantage to that Kickstarter in a wet condition.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to kick that bad boy over, whereas maybe Shimoda or Volin, which we'll get into, that might have been an electrical issue.
Could have. Yep.
And I bet you Shimoda wish he had a Kickstarter.
Yep. Now, update. I believe it was somebody in the comments, and we've kind of done a little digging around. They did put a electric start on Ken's bike and tested it, and it vibrated too much is what I've heard now. So
it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, supposedly from what I'm hearing through the grapevine from Larry Brooks, they're working on it, but they did put one on and they tested it and it vibrated too much. Ken didn't like it. So that's
in the works.
Interesting to say the least.
In the works, but he loved his Kickstarter last night.
He did.
He was stroking that thing. So.
He did. Now,
and he came from a long way back.
He did.
BRM.
He did.
Good in the mud.
Now, let's just say this. We still don't really know where Ken slots in here because
I think he's going to be damn good.
I think so too, because he goes down in the first section in A1. Now we've had a mud race and he's come back through the pack on both of them.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would love to see him get a start in San Diego and really see where he's at, with these guys.
I agree.
Because I think with the bike development they've had and things like that, I think he's going to be in the mix.
I think mindset's good too. So.
Yeah, I think so too. So, and speaking of like in the mix here, Shane McElrath, Shane Sins,
Johnny
Oh
Shane.
my God, that mustache, a handlebar combo. Oh,
there was something funny last night on Twitter. Somebody was like, "What's Shane's wrestling name gonna be?" And I respond, Johnny Sins.
there was
man,
a lot of that.
I put him as my wild card for RM Fantasy. I'm like, fuck,
dude.
But I'm also like, good for Shane.
Yeah,
and good for Hep Suzuki.
Yeah.
Pretty dang cool, man. This is a guy that battled Chase in a championship and never kind of got Savachi'd into the 450 class.
Basically, yeah. He's. I mean, this to me is just fantastic to see him put something together like this.
Another reason I like mud races.
Get a fit. Yeah. Again, later in the year, and I'll be much happier. Right. But round 2, I'm pissed. All right.
Okay. You would have never seen that Hulk stash. You would have never.
No. But I mean, dude, just incredible to see him get a 4th place here in.
Stayed there the whole time.
A 450. Dude. Yeah. Got to start and just stayed there. Which is crazy because I wouldn't call him a mud rider.
I don't know. He did really good last time there was a mud race too.
Did he? Last year in what's it called?
East Rutherford, maybe, or wherever that one was.
Let's see here. Yeah, New Jersey. I think it was New Jersey. Let's see here.
Can you click on his name and
yeah. Pull it up? Yeah, I guess he got 6th.
Yeah, told you.
So
I guess I overlooked that as well, making my Rocky Mountain fantasy picks.
Yeah.
Since I don't have Pulp MX fantasy picks to make anymore, but.
We're going to get to that.
I know.
Okay, all right. Next up, we got Aaron Plessinger. 5th place.
Consistent.
Back-to-back 5ths. This is a great start to the season, in my opinion.
Remember when I said he was going to be my breakout guy?
Mm-hmm. Little bit less in the main than I thought we were going to see with the muddy conditions, but
him and 2 corners to go on wins is not a good record.
Oh, man. Dude, so I'll tell you what. It was really strange last night to watch the guys how good they did in the heats, and then in the mains they just sucked in both classes.
Yeah.
For some reason, it sucks relative.
I think it was start dependent for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I really thought he was going to be on the box last night with the conditions, but I guess whatever. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. And I mean, dude, if he goes through and just rattles off top 5s here, by the time we get to the end of the season, it's going to be crazy where he's actually at in points.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Just go 5 every single race, end up 5th in points at the end. Just nothing but 5 across the board. So that'd be awesome. I like that little piece they did talking about his cowboy hat and how he has to have it, and that one lady has to tote it around and stuff, and those people came in and did it for him or whatever. Did you see that piece they did?
I didn't see it. See, I always watch the race with a group of people, so I don't really get to listen to the broadcast. Except for last night, we were really tuned in on Ricky.
Yeah, so I guess this cowboy hat, they have like a hat holder and everything, and this lady for Red Bull KTM is in charge of this, and she walks of the hat. And she has to keep it clean and walk it around. I don't know. So these people came from Texas, and this guy was his hat guy at A1 or whatever, so it was kind of cool.
That is cool.
It's interesting to see, for as corporate as we do say Red Bull KTM is, to see them let something like that kind of happen,
like I said, man, the off-road world and GNCC world.
Oh, man,
the market that they want to sell bikes to, that's AP.
Yep.
So
Dylan Ferrandis, another sneaky good ride here, 6th place.
Sneaky heat win.
I mean,
this is exactly what he needs to do. Let's just get to outdoors.
Yeah, just make it through. Get to outdoors, baby.
Yeah.
So
they were talking about split clamps or extra clamps or something that he was running. He's got HRC boys on there now. Do you notice that?
He did. So after we talked about this last week, and you said that, and I was like, that's weird. He does have HRC clamps and the front brake. He's got a couple HRC parts as of right now.
I knew that was coming.
And, dude, if he continues to battle around this top 5, he'll get more HRC parts without a problem. So he's very happy with that bike, though. Good. Like, he cannot say how much he is happy with that bike.
Good.
I think,
this sport's better with him in it, and a little French flair.
Yep. And, okay, continuing on with our foreigners here. Jorge Parado.
So after that heat race, he signed. He's delivered. He's coming.
Oh, yeah.
He got a taste of that heat and he's like, I'm in it.
How was your weekend? So we got anything we want to talk about for 2025? Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
he
all
signed.
know.
He already signed.
Yeah. He's here next
and to
year.
be honest, man, like maybe on paper, like these 7th, 8th, 13th and stuff aren't looking great, but once you like wrap your head around it and take a step back and look at it a little more, like no 250 class, stepping right into the big boys,
Right there. Yep.
hanging a little bit, figuring it out, whole different format, like.
Well, and there was something I listened to
damn
this
good.
week. They were talking about at the end of the race last week, like the last 5 laps or something, he was playing around in a rhythm section with a different line. And they were like, he knows he's not here to race all year. He's here to learn and get his feet wet. And him doing that was like, whoa. Because like most guys at the end of the race are not trying different things like that.
I mean,
they're
he was
just getting to the end.
too.
Yeah.
Did you see him run into AC? He slammed AC in the corner for 12th and didn't get him, so he got 13th.
Oh,
But
yeah,
bad enough
AC
to where
said
AC
that,
had
yeah.
a bone bruise, didn't ride all week.
Yeah. AC talked about that.
So,
Yeah.
been fighting for every spot too.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see. We get dry track next week where we're at with that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a video that was from this week or not, but it was some footage of him riding, and the bike looked a lot more compliant. Like I remember, like A1. I think of the whoops, him going through there. That bike looked so stiff, dude. It didn't look like it moved. In the video I saw, it looked a lot softer.
Interesting.
So maybe you can figure out how to get the bike softer. And
Yeah.
figure out how to get the, what do they call it? The hard hit at the bottom. They got some term for it, but
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
Something in the bottom of the stroke.
Yeah, what do they call it? I don't fucking know.
I don't know either.
TCD, help us out.
Yeah. All right, moving on. AC gets 8th.
Battling with Prado.
Dude,
Prado and AC just battling. Was that on
just
your
some
card?
epic. No,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't on the bingo card. I wonder last night how that was for the wrist.
I think it was probably all right because you're not really.
You don't think he's death gripping it?
Is it left or right?
I don't remember.
Whatever one he's trying to work the clutch with.
Yeah, I think it's left.
I don't know, man. It's
Thanks.
bedtime. That's a good question, though. Look at you over there yawning now.
Yep. No, that's because I watched you do
No,
it.
that's a good question. I think that the pace they're going there, I don't think it's as bad. But
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong. You got a heavier bike to work with. You're a lot more tensed up. Who knows?
Yeah.
But either way, keeping her in the top 10,
Be interesting to ask him.
what we need.
See. All right. Okay. So Jet gets 9th. Got lapped. We are not a Supercross mud specialist.
Here we go.
So
So what are you going to do when he gets like 4th next weekend?
But I think this fired off. This was just a situation of the whole day too, though. Of the whole day didn't go well. Qualifying wasn't great for him. Then you get into the heat, and he just comes in hot on that first corner because he was going for that whole shot in the heat there, and he was right next to Prado coming in, and you could see him lock up. And then he was just sliding through that first corner, and I'm going, oh, crap. And from there on out, it just went downhill after that.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things that, like, if he gets a start in that heat, what does the rest of the night look like then? If he doesn't end up
like
crashing,
a domino effect kind of thing.
yeah, like if he doesn't slide through that first corner, he gets the whole shot, and he just wins that heat race, and then comes into the main and gets his start in the main because his confidence is up because he won the heat. What does that look like compared to he crashed 3 times in the heat, then he crashed multiple times in the main? I mean, dude, you look at everything, okay? Not only was it just a mud race, it was a mud race, then he's down multiple times. His roll-offs are all fucked up in that heat race. Like, we just watched that. He's got the whole entire thing of roll-offs pulled out. He's throwing the goggles, whatever, so he can't see. I mean, dude, it was just a mess.
Yeah, but I think
it was just a mess. And that's
it was a
fine.
mess. It was.
And again, I'm not going to make any excuse. He just fucking sucked last night. That was all there was to it.
Yeah, but that's a rookie thing for him. Everybody wants to talk about how great he is and stuff. If he was truly one of the greats, like a Tomac, you'd have a shitty heat race like that. You'd completely reset yourself and go out and kill him in the main.
Yeah.
And
he didn't get a good start in the main, though, either.
And the way you kind of explained it to me would be a chink in his armor in a sense. If he starts off the day wrong and gets a shitty start and it domino affects the wrong way,
yeah,
that's not a champion.
I suppose.
So,
I think it was weird circumstances yesterday with the rain and the mud. That's what I think it was.
Yeah.
I think on a normal day, even if something I mean, look at last week.
Yeah,
we crashed in the heat race last week, and then what do? We came out.
Exactly.
We
You
got
hit the
past
reset
first.
button.
We got past first corner in the main. We came right back, passed them right back, and boom, we were off to the races, and we were gone, and no one could touch us.
Yeah, hit the reset button.
Yep. Now, I will tell you this, and I said it last night in the group chat, and I'll say it here again. If every other round is dry, and we win every single other round, you're going to have a hard time convincing me we couldn't have gone 17-0 had we not had the fucking weather.
Here we go. So,
I'm just
hopefully
saying.
he loses next weekend. So
Like, if he loses another one,
I hate
okay,
rooting against
sweet,
people,
whatever. But if he goes 16-1, then you're going to have a hard time convincing me we couldn't have won this one also.
we'll
see.
Never going to happen in Supercross.
We'll see. Look, I'm off the 17-0 train. Obviously, we can't do that now.
So now he's on the 16-1 train.
Now we're on 16-1.
And then what are you going to do? Are you gonna board the 15-2 train?
After 16-1, then it doesn't matter because then we're getting into like McGrath era stuff where he won like every one but one. So because didn't McGrath have a year he won every one but one?
Yep, St. Louis.
Yeah,
St. Louis he lost.
Yep.
He didn't get to take a nap.
Yep. That was only 15 race series though. Then right?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
Either way.
Yeah. So once we lose another one, then we're off the train of like how many we can win, whatever. But although I do have to say, did you watch Race Day Live yesterday?
I did a little bit, and I don't know. I just kind of tuned out because there wasn't much going on.
Clinton Fowler had a stat on him that was basically Jet wins 86 point something % of the time. If you go by the amount of races he's done to the amount of wins he's had. So he said at that stat rate, he could win conservatively 11 rounds this year if he continues that stat rate, which, okay. I mean,
Anderson won what, 8, 9?
7 or 8, yeah. So to me, that seems very doable there for him, barring anything crazy like 18 mud rounds. But whatever,
Yeah.
We'll see. So, all right, right behind him, Brother Hunter. I mean, at least he made the main this week.
Bit of a rant here.
Okay, all right, I'm in on this. Let's hear this rant, baby.
Why the fuck's he in the A practice?
Well, I mean, why wouldn't he be?
What's the difference between Hunter Lawrence sucking ass and earning his way into the B practice?
Yeah.
But random privateer Wilma Dickfit back there in the corner.
How about Prado was in B practice last week?
Yeah, but guess what? He made the main and got a result and earned his way into the A practice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like Prado was in there last week, and you can't put Hunter in there.
Man. It drives me nuts. Like, how does he run the B practice and go by the rules that these privateer guys would go on by?
Yeah.
Like Grant Harlan, they'd put his ass in the B practice.
100%. Kev was in B practice.
I don't know. Annoying. The other thing that's annoying is he had a broken toe apparently going into the round, and nobody mentioned anything.
Last week?
Yeah. Apparently his toe was broken coming into day one or something.
Sweet. Super cool.
But I can't confirm that. I just seen that floating around somewhere. But
so here's the thing is like, again, we don't have any, like, this doesn't give us any info. We don't know.
At least he made the main in the mud.
Yeah, like he made the main, but like we don't know where he stacks up at this point. He rode a mud race and finished in the top 10. So like whatever. He at least made the main, so like it's back on track, but I don't know, man. Yeah. I'm still.
There was some dipshit on Twitter. I was ranting about like the A practice thing, and he's like, "Well, he came out and went third." And I was like, "No shit, it was a muddy track, and he was smart and came out on a fresh track and put a good time in."
Yeah.
Dipshit.
Some people's kids, man. Cooper Webb, 11th.
That's a little concerning, but
I mean,
if anybody can claw back into a championship, it's Webb.
We want to talk about Jet having a bad night. I mean, Webb 11th after second, or well, fifth, but yeah, run around in second last week.
He's 18 down now.
Yeah, and then you've got Jason Anderson 12th. Because he had a quagmire on that start straight.
Is that where the comment came from?
I don't know, but it was a quagmire because he just was going and boom, yeah.
Tucked the front. He probably reached up to pull a tear off and
probably hit a soft spot all at the same time. Yeah, that was bad. So, he had a rough night.
Yeah, I mean, good for Jason Anderson though, because I don't really consider him a mud rider.
No,
to make his way back up to 12th, I'd be happy with that if I were him.
Yep. So. Derek Drake 13th.
Very impressive.
Yep.
That needs to get talked about more, I think.
Yeah,
this
he's
rookie 450 season for Derek Drake.
Yeah, on a Suzuki, not a HEP one,
Suzuki,
a Bar X one. So yeah, Christian Craig 14th.
Do you think he would have done better if he wore the speed suit?
No.
It was more of a surfer set of gear, and maybe with the water, I thought maybe he would gel a little more.
Yeah.
No?
No.
You don't think he would have done better?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm out on that.
Craig has got to be in a dark place.
It can't be good, dude. It can't be good.
I think he's got to be in a dark place right now.
Which sucks.
I don't think that bike ain't for him. He needs to be back on aluminum frame.
Oh yeah, I think, and again, we'll wait till outdoors. But I think that is a big fucking problem. Yeah. Is that bike?
Yeah. I believe so too, and he's a confidence guy. He's a very mental guy.
Yes.
So.
Here's the thing that sucks is like we're like, oh, he's in a dark place, bro. All 22 of these guys should be in a fucking good spot because you are one of 22 of the fastest dudes on the planet, dude. And we don't do enough celebrating that. Everybody's top heavy, and this goes to anything, Formula One, this, whatever.
I mean, everybody shits on the Haas guys or something, but
yeah. But it's like, dude, they're still racing Formula One.
Yeah.
So
I agree. He's still making a damn good living.
Austin Politelli, 15th. That's good.
Definitely
made the main.
Not on anybody's Rocky Mountain Fantasy wildcard.
Not at all. Dean Wilson, 16th.
How about Diener the Wiener getting into the main off Vince Freezy getting docked? Talk about some karma.
Poetic justice right there.
Yeah, that's
poetic
awesome.
justice.
And then Vince in the LCQ, like somehow Bubba Pauly was going to pull a main event out of his ass.
Yeah.
And he got rinsed. Unintentionally, but of course.
Yeah, but of course. Well, I like that we all thought Vince was going to miss this week with his shoulder.
Nope.
Next thing I'm like, wait, Vince is racing. What?
How about the Moto Concepts rig parked right next to the Firepower rig?
So great. So great. I just want to see, dude, I want to see Dino and Vince recreating the Roncada Villamin
where they're smacking each
other, running into each other that I saw from O2 today. Oh, God, that'd be epic.
Yep.
You want to talk about me just having hours of things to talk about?
Look, man, we're getting off topic here, but O2, how fast was Pastrana in the beginning of that year?
Oh, man, just unreal. But just couldn't keep it off the ground.
Yeah.
Very Dylan Ferrandis-ish.
I mean, he was damn good.
Yeah. So, Justin Barsha, 17th. Is it weird that, like, Prado is better than Barsha?
How do you think Barsha felt in the mud getting lapped by Prado in the heat?
I made a note of that. It's in my notes right here.
Yeah.
I literally was I didn't capitalize that, but I was like, they lapped Barsha.
Yeah, I didn't know there was something wrong with him where he was sick.
Yeah, he was real sick. Real sick.
Yeah, I wish I would have known that going in. I'm doing like the Vital MX fantasy thing, and I'm pretty sure he was on my squad.
I don't know. I gave up on fantasy here because of the whole pulp thing, which we'll talk about.
I know. It's crazy how much that has affected me.
Yeah. Justin Rodbell, 18th. Okay. Not on my radar to make the main at all.
Nope, right out of the heat, too.
Yeah, so that was good. And Cade Clayson, 19th. Freddie made it in through the LCQ, which was good because I was like, oh man, the 22 not making a main. That's weird.
The Chad Reed font on the jersey.
I don't know if he is or not.
He was.
He might be.
Like, that's a little aggressive for me.
It's fine. Jason Claremont, you got anything on him?
Bone stock Cowie, stock with a pipe. Go to your local dealership and pick one up now.
They pay the best contingency. That's why everyone rides them. Let's just point out the obvious here.
Their best bike in the paddock.
Yeah, and they pay $400 more in contingency to make the main than everybody else.
No, he's on a bone stock rig.
Yeah, although I think that will change here because I heard Yamaha's starting to up theirs to try to match it here. So
Yamaha.
So we'll see here how that works out. But anyway,
they have a really good. Like, after being on the dealership side, the Team Green program is, like, really, really cool.
Yeah.
So if you have a good relationship with your dealer and you ride Cowies, mention the Team Green program.
Fun fact. And 22nd, Malcolm Stewart. Poor Stu, man. This is rough.
Not a good day for Stu. The Indonesian practice, that was rough.
That was terrible.
Yo.
You like AC staying there?
Like AC conveniently wearing yellow gear, like he's the flag.
And gloves. Stop.
Yeah, he's the flag. Good on AC. That's such an AC thing to do.
Yep, it is.
But man, Mookie was definitely doing a lot of swimming.
A lot. A lot.
So hopefully he can pull it back together, because the first 2 rounds have not been great for him or the whole Husky squad for that matter.
Dude, the Husky 450 squad, now we're going on year 2 of this is rough. This is really rough. So, all right. So that's been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.